afternoon. My name is Stephanie. This is Thomas. Today we're going to talk to you about the chapter, Does Practice Make Perfect? Okay? There's not going to be any handouts, but feel free to take any notes throughout our session. Duration is 20, maybe 25 minutes or so, and it's going to be interactive questions, so we're going to be looking for maybe some of your inputs, asking you guys for a couple of bits of feedback and stuff, okay? So I'm going to take you through research, findings, and theory. I'm going to pass it to Lee, who's going to go incorporate all that stuff into training and a career plan, and then finally Thomas is going to go through putting theory into practice, monitoring training, and effort and guidelines. Okay? So first of all, I'm going to ask you guys, your opinion, do you think practice makes perfect? I'm going to get maybe a show of hands. I'm going to ask for people who think that yes, practice does make perfect, to just put a show of hands first. Okay, and then people who don't. Okay, so I'm just going to ask for maybe an opinion on each. So, Corey, what was your opinion?
I think practice makes perfect. If we don't practice, you'll never get the technique right.
Okay, and Steve?
I don't think practice makes perfect, but it does make it permanent. So you will get very accomplished at doing a certain skill, but you're not going to be perfect at doing it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so two very good points, and we will actually address those points throughout our PowerPoint today. And hopefully by the end of today, you'll have a great understanding of what is practice and does practice make perfect. Okay? So, research and findings. The first thing that I needed to look at with this chapter was the research. There was a lot of time spent developing the relationship between time spent practicing and improvements in performance. Some of the earliest studies were done in the late 1880s by William Lowe Bryan, and he looked at does practice make perfect, and he looked through prolonged practice and the rate of learning, and it was shown that it equaled, that it enhanced performance, okay? And this brought about the power law of practice. Basically, what the power law of practice is, that in the initial hours of training, the performance of the athlete shoots straight up. So you can see an increase in performance straight away. And then the prolonged, they have to work a lot harder throughout the practice to kind of gain the same amount of results. So if you just go to the next slide, we can get this in a diagram here. So you can see along the bottom here, we've got the practice and training along this side here, and then performance up along this side. You can see that just as practice starts, performance goes up straight away. So you can see an increase in performance as soon as you start training. And then the athlete needs to work a lot harder in order to increase that. You can see there's a slight curve up at the top then. Practice, performance is increasing, but a lot more training time and effort needs to be put into it to give it that curve. Okay? Next theory that was looked at, the theory of Simon Chasing the 10-year rule. Okay? So a case study was done for a criteria of expertise. This case study was actually done on chess players. Okay? So the theory behind this was that it wasn't necessarily the skills of the chess players that were able to allow these chess players to perform with the criteria of expertise. It was more so their ability to foresee the coming events and organise their play because of it. So you can see in chess here, you always need to be 2 or 3 steps ahead to be able to figure out where you're going to go and what you're going to do. So the same way that this can be implemented into like a field sport, whereby if you need to organise and structure your team into maybe an attacking or defensive play, you need to be able to foresee what events would be able to, to see what events would be able to come up, and then be able to organise your team to accommodate